Waiting for the stream to start. Waiting for the stream to start. Adjusting the microphone. Waiting for the stream to start. There we go, the stream has started. I've forgotten to turn the lights on and this is very impromptu. I need help. So this is, for the most part, a Nissan Vanette Cargo 1999 model year speedometer dash assembly, taken very much to bits. So what happened is the speedometer stopped working on the vehicle and the cable had snapped, so I ordered a new cable for a stupid amount of money, and when I went to install it I realized that this speedometer was turning very slowly, and in order to get at the bearing for that, I've had to take the entire bloody thing to 1,000 little bits, and here you can see some of the original Nissan grease, which has turned into something rather more resembling cow dung, and that seems to have seeped into the bearing of the actual speedometer, and I've been ripping that crap out for way too much time, and I've been trying to recondition the thing. Adjust the mic. Oh, come on. And this is the actual speedometer assembly. So let's see, where's my tweezers? Where are my tweezers? I don't have my tweezers. No, that won't do. That's plastic. That's going to melt. That thing is submerged in hot oil, and I've been keeping it that way for a couple of days, and it's actually just started to kind of loosen up a bit. It's turning. Oh shit! That's a magnet. I need my proper tweezers. I can use one of these. So this is just starting to turn, and I've been giving this the treatment of various solvents and fluids and things, all the while keeping it in this temperature controlled vat of oil. This is about 70 degrees ish, and that's just in order to try and squeeze some oil into the horror which lurks within. Let's get the camera mounted on a tripod so that I've got access to both my hands. Right, so chat saying hello. Let's say what's going on is I need more light. What's going on is that we have a bearing in this assembly and this plastic stick, which I have not been able to figure out a way to get out. I have been turning and twisting and poking and prodding and ripping and tearing at this thing, and it will not come apart. So I'm thinking it's basically just either molded into the plastic or just press fit so tightly I wouldn't stand a chance getting it out to begin with. And in there we seem to have some kind of bearing bushing thing, because if I turn this, you should be able to see that turning. So we've got a bushing there which is full of old hardened grease, and I've got no idea what's the best way to actually get some new fresh lubricant in there. And when I started this thing would require a lot of effort to turn. In fact, it's so much better now. You can even turn it by just doing that. That was entirely impossible to do prior to this oil bath, it would require so much force. But I need ideas for getting lubricant in there, into this bearing bushing thing, and I've got no idea what's the best way of actually doing that. So my current tactic has been to heat it up. It's been sitting in this oil for 2 or 3 days now, and I've been sometimes just grabbing the screwdriver or drill and just spinning this at full force in the hot oil, and then I've been pushing all kinds of various penetrating oils, WD-40, PTFE spray, all kinds of crap into both ends of this, just in order to try and get something in there, and it seems to be doing a kind of reasonable-ish job, but I'm sure there is some kind of better way to actually get lubricant into a bearing assembly like this. So if you have any ideas, do let me know. That's pretty much all I've got to say. And while I'm waiting for people in the chat to give me their wise advice, we can just have a bit of a look at the rest of the assembly once I get my hands cleaned up enough to actually handle the camera. So give me a sec. All right. So, with that being the main problem with this assembly, it's an absolutely awful assembly to begin with, because this part this is where the actual speedometer needle mounts, and there's some plastic gears and stuff underneath there. This is a copper plate which is just magnetically there's a magnet spinning on this thing which induces a current in the copper which makes it turn accordingly, and this sits on there like so, but it's actually held in place by these things, and the way they've mounted this entire plate is by placing it on top, and then they've just jammed something sharp in there to deform the metal and clamp this in place. So I'm not even sure I'm ever going to get this back in position, because that was an absolutely destructive method of mounting and dismounting. You can see the clipped metal there, if this will ever focus. Please. There you kind of go. You can see the horrible marks on top of the 2 pillars there, both the front and the rear ones. And that is a rather... well, it's incredibly sturdy, but it is not easy to dismount, not easy at all. And beyond that, there's all the mechanics which were full of a horrible old grease. This is, I'm actually not sure, it's some kind of magnetic switch. You can see it's like an electrical contact in there. Focus. Please focus. Please focus. Oh, come on. There you go. So it's a glass tube with some kind of, well, just a mechanical closing contact there, which is set up right underneath a magnet in order to trigger on it, and I've got no idea what that would be for, because the vehicle has no intelligence regarding the actual speed it's moving at all. So, go figure. This is a tiny copper washer which is holding that thing in place, which went flying, and it's a miracle I found it at all. And here's another piece of lovely plastic which is covered in lots of very rotten, awful grease, which I still need to clean up prior to reassembly. This is just, it's coming off like boogers. Just, please focus. I can just do whatever with that. It will not change shape. Yuck. Absolutely disgusting. The amount of force required to turn the entire thing absolutely made it impossible to mount the new speedometer cable without rebuilding the speedometer. And here's a little thing which seals up the bearing on the other side, which took me a long time to figure out you could actually remove. And the rest of the thing's just exploded in pieces. There's been a lovely dash otherwise. Nothing really going wrong with it. And there's more of a horrible grease which has fallen off. So yeah. If you have any idea as to how to get some fresh lubricant into this bushing bearing thing, please let me know, because I would like to have this thing filled with some kind of proper lubricant rather than WD-40 and Teflon spray and penetrating oil. All those cans down there, including the vodka. But yeah, that's about it. Gonna end the stream. This is just impromptu. Thank you for watching. Cheerio. I'm gonna stick around and chat for a bit if you're watching this live, so cheers. Oh God, how am I supposed to turn this off?